Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. So today we do have multiple things to talk about. There was a big rumor that came out yesterday and we are going to address that here. So we are first going to talk about Arthur Melo. So according to GERARDROMERO, he stated that Barcelona are listening to offers for Arthur. Juve are asking for a swap for PJANIC and Tottenham for NDOMBELE, while Inter and PSG also want him. Arthur have told the club that he wants to stay and do not listen to any offers. And so that was the main topic that was going on yesterday. I was not thinking about talking about this topic because I have addressed this rumor before, but many people were asking and people wanted me to make a video about this topic that was going on yesterday. So there was a Arthur fiasco going all over Twitter, Instagram, on ESPN.com that Arthur might leave FC Barcelona. And my question is this: why would Barcelona want to swap Arthur Melo for another player? Could it be that Barcelona are just looking for another player with a different profile? Maybe they weren't satisfied with what Arthur could bring to FC Barcelona. Maybe Barcelona wanted another player that brought the same impact but in a different way, with a different style, someone who can bring different things on the field. And the final conclusion for me is we should not ever replace Arthur Melo, like period. Because one of the main purposes on why Arthur Melo was brought into FC Barcelona and why we still want Arthur Melo to continue and stay at FC Barcelona is because he learned the Barcelona DNA right away. And not just that, but he was able to learn the DNA of FC Barcelona and then tweak that a little bit and play in his own way, which is what brought him into this level. He was able to show those capabilities. He brought character into his play, which is why everybody fell in love with Arthur Melo. And I know Barcelona fell in love with Arthur Melo also. And so there were so many reasons on why Barcelona are going to and will keep Arthur Melo. I even remember in the first season when Arthur Melo did start for FC Barcelona, he immediately adjusted to the squad. It looked like he had played for FC Barcelona for already 4 to 5 seasons. And so this is a special player. But this is what was getting me very worried, is that Arthur is under a board that has loaned out TODIBO, that has loaned out Paris, a board that has spent a total of 340 million euros on players that brought little to no investment, like no trophies, no goals, not really much assist. And I'm talking about Dembele, Coutinho, Antoine Griezmann. This is the type of board that we currently have right now. And so with this board, anything could happen. And I believe that's probably the main reason why the Arthur Melo situation on Arthur Melo leaving FC Barcelona came to light, because we all know what this Barcelona board could do. But look, we do have multiple sources claiming that Arthur will not leave FC Barcelona, and we are going to read them right here. So according to Fabrizio Romano, he did claim this. He said PJANIC is not Barcelona's first choice, while Juventus like Arthur very much. And excuse me if I did not say that name right, so correct me if I'm wrong in the comment sections. And then we have another journalist, another very credible journalist named MARCELOBECHLER. He said this: Arthur has closed all doors and will not be listening to any offers. He wants to stay. So there you have it. We have two very credible journalists claiming that Arthur Melo will not leave FC Barcelona. And another thing that I did find out about these two statements and these reports is that this is the journalist claiming that Arthur telling Barcelona that he does not want to leave the club. But we have never heard of FC Barcelona not wanting to sell Arthur Melo or the club rejecting any offers. And so could we see FC Barcelona continue to consider selling Arthur Melo in the summer? Like, are we going to hear more reports about this? We could, because at the end of the day, we did not hear the club rejecting any offers. We heard Arthur Melo saying that he wants to stay. So who knows how this is going to turn out? We're gonna have to wait and see. Now moving on to the next topic of the day, and we are going to talk about Felipe Coutinho. So according to multiple sources, they have confirmed that Felipe Coutinho has undergone surgery on his right ankle yesterday. The Brazilian will be out for a undetermined time. And so when I first read this, my first question was, what was Coutinho doing that got him injured? Because at the moment, no one is playing football. Every football league is closed at the moment. But then as we continue to read, it says that Coutinho has loose fragments on his right ankle that needed to be fixed. So I don't know anything about that, that, but yes, Coutinho is injured at the moment. He is not able to play. We don't know any info on exactly how long he will be out. It says 2 weeks, but we don't know the exact amount. This is just an estimate. But as a FC Barcelona fan who still basically has Coutinho, this is very frustrating to see, especially knowing that he's not physically doing well throughout a time where we are not playing at all. And it's especially frustrating to know that Coutinho is going through this surgery and we might potentially have Coutinho back at FC Barcelona next season. And that's going to move me on to the next report here. It says here, according to Marca, Quique Setién has a plan for Felipe Coutinho to move him into the midfield. Setién has not yet given up on the Brazilian. Now, when it comes to this report, right, multiple reports have claimed that Quique Setién does want to use Coutinho in the midfield, but there's not enough credible sources to say that this is official. We have heard that Setién is a huge admirer of this player, but we don't know if Quique Setién has said that he wants to use Coutinho in the midfield, which is very funny, right? Because Coutinho is a midfielder, so when you read this, it's like finally going to use a midfielder in the midfield. So it's very funny. It's like very sarcastic, but I still think that there is a better chance of Coutinho going to the EPL than staying at FC Barcelona next season. Now moving on to the next topic of the day, and we're going to give some updates on TODIBO. So according to Miguel Rico, who is a very credible journalist, he finally made it official that even though TODIBO is very expensive for Schalke, they can't activate the purchase option of 25 million euros. However, they will try to negotiate for a new loan from Barcelona as they really like the player. So yes, he has made it official and he has confirmed that Schalke will want to keep TODIBO for another half season. And the reason why we are hearing this report, right, is because this pandemic did not allow TODIBO to be fully used at Schalke. I believe that he was only able to play for this team for like a month and a half, and this is very bad news for FC Barcelona. And let me explain why. So in the contract, they have agreed that TODIBO was going to play for this German club for 6 months. And when you don't complete those 6 months, that's going to end up being a problem because it's in the contract. It's what you guys agreed in the first place. So Barcelona can say, okay, fine, you caught me red-handed. It's true. We did agree that TODIBO was supposed to be at this German club for 6 months. We will let you guys have your 6 months in the next season. And that's only half the problem, because if Barcelona decides to let go of TODIBO for another season, especially in the summer, the Barcelona board is going to look at this and say, we need to sign a defender. We can't have TODIBO go out for another season and also let go of Samuel Umtiti. We need to find that extra backup defender. And the reason why this makes me very worried is because if we look at what happened to Rafinha has been going in and out to different clubs, coming to FC Barcelona for a while, and then going to Celta, and then going to Inter Milan, and going to many other clubs, and never actually established himself in the first team. And that is because Barcelona, every summer or in every winter transfer window, they were bringing Rakitic, and then they brought Paulinho, and then they brought Coutinho, and then they brought Arthur Melo. And that is why every time Rafinha came to the club, he was never able to start in the team and show his quality. And the same thing could happen to TODIBO. So is it confirmed that Schalke is looking for a new loan for TODIBO? Yes, that is confirmed. Will Barcelona accept it? That is the question that still needs to be answered, and we will be following up on that closely in this channel, so we have yet to find that out. But it will be a very definitive moment for TODIBO. Now moving on to the last topic of the day, and we are going to talk about Neymar Jr. So according to Más Que Pelotas, they have claimed that Neymar already has a price set. The former representative of Neymar, Wagner Ribeiro, came out to give a series of important news about the Brazilian's future. And if you guys don't know who Wagner Ribeiro is, he is the ex-agent of Neymar Jr. But this is what he had to say yesterday, which is very, very interesting. So he said this: Neymar didn't have a certain price. PSG could ask for 500 million euros. There was no price because they still had a long contract. But for this season, he already has a fixed price set by FIFA, a percentage of the 22 million euros that was paid. Now Neymar cost 164 million euros. So now that we are hearing these claims coming from FIFA that Neymar is priced at 164 million euros, Do you guys think this is a fair price? Because I have been seeing your guys' comments. You guys have been saying that Neymar's not worth it. He's too expensive. He's going to turn 29 years old next year. So some people have said yes, some people have said no. But do you guys think 164 million euros is a fair price? Because going from 220 million to 164, that is a massive price cut for this player. Is it still going to be affordable for FC Barcelona? It's not, but 56 million euros off a player is going to be very attractive to a club like FC Barcelona. And could this be enough for Neymar to go back into the top of the priorities of FC Barcelona? Because as we all know, Neymar is not out of the priorities of FC Barcelona. He is in the least of their priorities, because the club can look at this and say, wait a minute, we are never going to get this price tag for Neymar Jr. again. We don't know if we are going to be in this situation. We must take advantage of Neymar being only 164 million. We have to make this our top priority. The club can look at this like that. And here's another thing that we have to consider. This is some research that I did, and this is something that I was really thinking about. So FIFA is establishing this price tag on Neymar in present time, and there could be a chance that FIFA might drop the release clause because of this pandemic going on around the world. FIFA might evaluate the price due to the pandemic and due to the circumstances going on around the club. FIFA could actually take that into account. So could we see a post-pandemic evaluation coming from FIFA later on in the summer? Yes, we could, because many clubs have been affected economically, and FIFA might heavily consider this. So we could go from 164 to maybe potentially 130. And when you see Neymar Jr. being priced at 130 million euros, the chances of Neymar Jr. going to FC Barcelona will increase by a mile, and we could potentially be back into the position where we can say we might get Neymar Jr. and Lautaro Martinez in the same summer. So let me know what you guys think about that. Do you guys see Neymar Jr. coming to FC Barcelona if the price tag continues to get reduced? So thank you guys so much for watching. That is it for today's Barcelona Daily News, and I will see you guys in my next video.